What's going on, people? This is your man Ed1. Welcome to the Ed1 Experiment. On this channel, we talk about diet, exercise, any type of fitness, obesity, diabetes, you name it, we talk about it. It's all about changing our lifestyles. Today's video is about intermittent fasting and how it's changed my life and also people around me. So let's get into this video. Intermittent fasting is a time-based diet. Calories are still important, but when intermittent fasting, it allows you to cut your calories back based on the time that you're eating. There's a vicious rumor that you can eat anything you want with intermittent fasting and still lose weight.
Wrong-o.
Most diets focus solely on the types of food that we eat, but intermittent fasting is easy to get into because you can say, I'm not going to eat breakfast today. Speaking of breakfast, what time are we breaking our fast? The easiest way, I believe, to get into intermittent fasting is to just cut out breakfast. Now, if you cut out breakfast and you eat, say, 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you have an 8-hour eating window and a 16-hour fasting window. Here's the best part. 6 to 8 of those hours we're sleeping, right? So you can throw that out the window. Boom, you have half of that licked. If you find it hard to begin fasting for 16 hours a day, start at 10 or 12, but slowly progress. Slowly progress into a 16-hour fast. And then before you know it, you're going to be doing 18s and 20s and 24s. You're going to be on a nomad diet. We'll get into that one in another video. But just slowly progress. If it's too hard, if it's too difficult, do 10 hours. But stick with it, okay? And then when you feel comfortable, move forward. Go to 12, go to 14, then go to 16. Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you do it. We just want a lifestyle change, and I want to be someone who helps you. If you are consistent with fasting and not over-consuming food, junk food, your favorite foods, I guarantee you will lose weight. It's gonna happen. That's the best part. As long as you're not overeating in your fasting window, you will lose weight. You will see that scale and it will go down. And along with the fasting comes hormonal changes. My endocrinologist actually told me that when I came to him as a 23-year-old young man, I was his worst patient. And you know what he told me 3 years ago? I was his best. Me and my endo sat down and we discussed the fasting. He's on board with it because it worked for me and he's proud of me. And I'm proud. 350 pounds, type 2 diabetic, hated to take medicine. I was on a road to absolute destruction. And here I am today on my way to a longer life. I love it. I love it. Intermittent fasting isn't a fad diet. It's not someone who came up with this off the top of their head and said, I want to be rich, so let me put out this diet and people can run through it and then they'll figure out it don't work. No, fasting is actually ancestral at its core. Cavemen, Neanderthals, they fasted because they had no choice. When we were hunter-gatherers, we had no choice but to fast until we caught and cooked our next meal. Our bodies had to live off the fats and proteins from our last meal, which could have been 2 weeks prior. You can do it. I did it. And I struggle with food. I love cakes and cookies, Reese's, oh my God, ice cream, froyo. I love it.
Get in my belly! Come on!
Now let's talk about cheat meals and cheat days. I've done cheat meals and cheat days, and the cheat days have caused for a stressful weigh-in the day after. Let me tell you. There are studies about cheat meals and cheat days, but those studies don't account for who you are as a person. I tend to stick to cheat meals in my 6-hour eating window. So if I want something, it's gonna be within that window. That's the best for me. That's what works for me. I can't speak for you. You may find cheating to be too much to handle. I schedule cheat days on the weekends and usually every other weekend. You should reward yourself. You have put in the hard work. You deserve it. But it's up to you. If you can't handle it, don't do it. If you're okay with it, treat yourself. When you begin on this journey, don't worry so much about what you're eating. Focus on the timing and cut out one thing that you love to eat every day. Coffee, muffin. I love chocolate chip muffins, by the way. Just start there. It works. And then in 2 weeks, cut out something else that you didn't think that you could live without eating. And watch that scale move. You will be overjoyed to see that something actually works. Because I know me, I can't diet normally. I can't go on a diet. It doesn't work for me. Intermittent fasting has changed my life and is for life. Consistency will motivate you to continue. Don't sit around and wait for motivation, because motivation may never come. But just know that you have to change. In order to be a better version of you, you have to change. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. But I am proof that this works. I'm a type 2 diabetic, no medicine for 3 years, and I went from the worst patient to the best patient. Take this journey with me. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me how your day is going, and how your fast went, and how your fast is going, and how you're progressing. I want to be a better version of me, and I want you to be a better version of yourself. What more can we ask of ourselves? Let's just be better. But let's do it together. I'll see you at the scale.